Hey guys, Christopher Beast here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Elimination Crates. So, Elim Crates are the new addition to Elim in Season 9, and I've been gathering data about them and really how they work and what intricacies they have since Season 9 dropped, and I think I finally have enough data with both the VSL sample and my personal sample to begin making some conclusions about them. I think they're a very interesting thing, and frankly, I don't see any major issues with them, and neither do you guys, seemingly, as I polled you guys slightly while making this video, and only 5% of you expressed a dislike towards the Elim crates. So this video is mainly going to be talking about how do these things work, what can we see statistically from the over 100 crates that VSL opened, and yeah, let's get right into this. First thing I want to really say about crates, and we got to get this out of the way, is that crates are supposed to be, in this case, basically your round reward. Think of it as what loot could you get out of an encounter, because Elim rounds and encounters are similar in length, and really the entire winning team is getting these crates, so it's not exactly like this is supposed to be some big reward, like some gold crate. It's more so supposed to be like, hey, here's what you could have gotten if you had done an encounter, but you're doing an Elim, so let me make sure I still reward you. So on that note, we can look at the very first pattern that is just consistently true across all of Elim crates, and that is that when we look at weapon stacks, weapons are not stacking in 3, 5s, and 10s like they do in normal crates. They're stacking in 1. This is either, you can take this as 2 types of symbolism, you know, that these crates are supposed to be worse than a normal crate, or you can take this as, you know, if you go into an actual encounter, you can only walk out with 1 extra gun unless you do a completely empty run. So in that perspective, getting only 1 of a stack of gun makes more sense. Moving away from how many guns, let's look at the types of guns. And really, on this note, you're looking at basically random selection. There is no real patterns that I can see, and most guns that got chosen more than once were literally just randomness. Honestly, I've noticed from the 22 sample, which is my personal sample, that your chance of getting the same gun, you personally, is very low, because the 156 sample from VSL is a bunch of different people. As such, there's been some redundancy in weapons, but really I think that redundancy is caused by multiple people just getting that RNG. So I think it's safe to say that these things have a very low chance of giving you the same gun over and over again, and I really just think it's pure random on what guns you're getting for that one gun in your crate. Moving on from guns, we can look at resources. Resources stack in 50 in Elim crates. So what exactly does that mean? Well, first thing first, let's look at distribution. The distribution of resources is pretty even across the board. None are really favored, and because of that, we can kind of turn away from the distribution and into what the 50 stack means. Looking at what the 50 stack means, it means that nails, metal parts, wire are going to be very bad out of these things, but you're looking at fuel and electronics in 50 stacks. That's good. And seeing how it's going to be a pretty high chance that you get fuel and electronics, those are pretty good numbers, and frankly are possibly a redeeming quality by themselves on Elim crates. Moving from there, we can look at food by itself. Food stacks in 100s, 200s, and 300s. The 22 found a lot of distribution in the 100s range. The 22 was taken after 9.1, so I do have to make a sad conclusion here that most likely after 9.1, they added the 100 food into as a possible crate roll. I'm not sure why they would do this, but it's not a huge deal. 100 food as a crate roll isn't horrible. It's just sad that food doesn't really have a real purpose, so you're wasting crate rolls on food. It does hurt, but 100 is much better than 50 or anything lower, so I think that's okay. Moving over to consumables. Consumables are going to be stacks of 2, and you can get literally every single type of consumable. The 3 that are most common are booby traps, which nobody wants, so I'm big sad on that one, and caffeine and antibiotics, which everybody wants. So I'd say that's a pretty good situation, even though booby traps sadly hog up a lot of the consumable percentage. Moving down the materials, materials stack in 250, 500, 750, and 1K. There is no 2.5K that I've seen yet across any data sample, but if the 2.5K does exist, that would be even better. I'd say really you're not turning to Elim crates for mats though. If anything, you're going to be deconstructing the guns it gives you to get mats. But if you do, Really, the data seems to say that the traits favor landing on 1Ks, 750s, 500s rather than 250s, meaning it favors large, which is good, meaning if you get mats, you'll get a decent amount. I do think this suffers the same problem as white crates, though, that 250 mats just shouldn't be a crate roll, and really neither should 500. But they're not huge deals based off of the bigger data set. Sadly, based off the post 9.1 data set, while it is a lot smaller, so you should take it with a lot more grains of salt, based off that data set, it does look like they've made it more likely for you to get the 250 stacks than before, which is a bit saddening. Moving over to crowns. Crowns, looking at the data, we're getting a decent amount of crowns from these crates, and mainly 10 and 20 stacks. So it's nice to get crowns whenever we can. And cosmetics, of course, Elim's going to have a higher chance of giving you cosmetics from other types of crates. Why? Because Elim has its own custom cosmetics on top of the regular cosmetic pool. That means it has more cosmetics to choose from, meaning even if you own a lot of the cosmetics in the game, you still have a chance of getting the Elim cosmetics. That's been everything about this. Really, I think the important thing to note about these things is that they're pretty good. And I think that really the white crate can take a lot of inspiration from these. And frankly, this is vaguely how a white crate should work. Just being something that's like a good round summary, pretty cheap. I mean, the white crate should definitely be a lot stronger than this, but this is a good starting point. And then it's definitely better than what we have in the white crate right now. But that's all I got for you guys today. It's been Christopher Beast, and see you all next time.